Texas Motor Speedway opening day. Interstate Batteries 500. 150,000 seats sold. 194 suites filled. 43 competitors ready to battle for $3.8 million on this $120 million racing facility.
On the board of Motor Speedway Motorsports, Mr. Bruton Smith.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
For the first time, they're ready to race at Texas Motor Speedway. 24 hours, and so there was no qualifying. The field is determined by postmarks and by points. The front row. Winner at Atlanta and Darlington this year, Dale Jarrett, and alongside the Daytona 500 champion, Jeff Gordon. In row 2, the Texans, Texas Terry himself and younger brother Bobby Labonte. In row 3, Jeff Burton and Mark Martin, who won yesterday in the Grand National race. Row 4, Jeff Bodine and Ricky Rudd. For row 5, the winner at Richmond last month, Rusty Wallace and Ernie Irvan. In row 6, it's Ted Musgrave and Ward Burton. In row 7 from Michigan, Johnny Benson Jr. and the 84-time Winston Cup winner, Darrell Waltrip. Row 8, the 7-time Winston Cup champion, Dale Earnhardt and Bill Elliott. In row 9, it's Bobby Hamilton and Todd Bodine. Row 10 is Morgan Shepherd and Jeremy Mayfield. Row 11, Michael Waltrip and the 2-time Daytona 500 champion, Sterling Marlin. In row 12, Kyle Petty's there with Lake Speed. It's the leading rookie, Mike Skinner, on the inside, Brett Bodine outside of row 13. For row 14, there you have Kenny Schrader and Rick Bass. Looking at row 15, there's the brilliant Robbie Gordon and John Andretti, the 2 Indy racing car stars. Row 16 is Kenny Wallace and Dick Trickle. Row 17, Jimmy Spencer and Hut Strickland. For row 18, Steve Grissom is there with Dave Marcus. Row 19, Derek Cope and Chad Little. In row 20, it's Greg Sachs and Joe Nemechek. Row 21, Bobby Hillen Jr. of Midland, Texas. Mike Wallace with him. And out back, riding shotgun, Billy Stanbridge, as we get ready to turn them loose for 500 miles. Take a look at the composite of the field here today. They come up for those that failed to make the field first.
Unfortunately, they didn't have enough points or didn't get their entry in early enough. Bailey, Barrier, Bliss, Bradbury, Dallenbach, Green, LaJoie, Presley, and Wilson.
LaJoie had a big crash out here in practice and destroyed his Winston Cup car. Now ready to go, Winston Cup racing. Pace car speed today about 60 miles an hour. Pit road speed will be 55. Field coming down. Jarrett and Gordon lined up, and it is Dale Jarrett through the gears and jumping out in front.
Well, you can see everybody trying to get in single file right at the first of the race. There's a lot of debris on the racetrack, a lot of sand. Trouble. Turn 1.
Big crash in the center of the field, collecting 2, 3 cars as they broke away that have really been hammered. Several others involved.
Caution is out, but Jarrett and Gordon want to win the first lap. Lead the first lap here at the Texas Motor Speedway, but the caution is out, so they won't race that hard. They know that there's trouble down in turn 1, so Jarrett will lead.
Well, you saw Morgan Shepherd's number 1 wrecked. You saw
with his Pontiac.
Take a look again as Bobby Hamilton also pits. Here's where it happened, going into turn 1, first lap.
Well, right up in this area is where it started. Some contact made with Darrell Waltrip. It looked like the car number 30. Johnny Benson got into him, buddy.
Exactly what happened. And once it started, it was a chain reaction. And these guys here, they're along for the ride. No way to miss it.
Watch it again.
Okay, let's watch in this area right here. There you see the contact between the yellow car, the number 30 of Johnny Benson, and Darrell Waltrip in the chrome car, number 17. And there's Earnhardt spinning. He's down on the inside spinning down next to the wall, and other cars back here getting involved as well. As Buddy said, it's a chain reaction type of a deal once it starts happening in the middle.
Right now, trying to get him to look in the mirror, maybe get offline.
Big wreck up in turn number 1. We've got 3 cars in the wall. The 77, Bobby Hillen, sliding down the track. Looks like Derek Cope may be involved in it as well. And perhaps that's Greg Sachs. There is the number 77, one of the Texans in the race. Bobby Hillen won that race at Talladega years ago. Having trouble here today, getting collected again. It's turn number 1, which is turning into the Wreckham Alley of this racetrack. Bobby Hillen.
His car is pretty well banged up. You can see a lot of damage to the rear.
Tail end, look again, watch the bottom of the screen. Oh, they got it going into turn 1. There's that 36 sliding away. Derek Cope. Oh, that's bad news for Derek Cope. That team's been coming along.
Ernie Irvan kind of diamond in the corner. You see him going up right there off the white line just a little bit. Turn 1, and then when they come off down, look at this. Look at this.
Bobby Labonte's net giving him fits right now.
Boy, that window net is, that's not the way it's supposed to be.
It's blowing like he's got a nor'easter out there.
Sounds like a flag on my deck out there at Lake Norman at home.
That's 7th place.
Well, they'll have pit stops coming up in the next 15 laps. And so he's hoping that he can go till then and maybe get that thing tightened up a little bit.
2 major crashes in the early going, and here comes that leader trying to put a lap on Todd Bodine. He's going to the inside and sneaking through. They're going to get Spencer here and put him a lap down.
Ooh,
almost.
Oh,
Turns him around. The leader getting caught by Jimmy Spencer. He goes up into the wall. Caution is out. That's number 3 today.
What a break for Rusty Wallace, Todd Bodine, Johnny Benson out here. Well, as you can see, Todd Bodine in the 25 goes by Spencer going down into turn 1. Here comes Jeff Gordon down on the inside, and as Buddy said, Spencer probably didn't see him, came down onto Jeff Gordon. They touch, and up into the wall goes Spencer.
I can add to that. You could see the 24 of Jeff Gordon go completely under the white line going in the corner, trying to stay off of him. You see his left side is down below there. Spencer come down just enough to get tagged.
And boy, Jeff Gordon did a good job. He was about to run right back into the side of Spencer's car, but he had the brakes on, trying to slow it down as much as possible. Now,
Jeff Gordon. Moved up to 14th position in the standings. Here you see him right behind Lake Speed.
Trouble.
Mark Martin. That's
like
the leader.
The engine might have let go. Caution is out in case there's oil. Probably was as he came off of turn 4. So what a tough break for Mark Martin.
4th caution is for Mark Martin. Winner yesterday will not win this first Interstate Batteries 500 in Texas. Jeff Gordon. So tender on the throttle, but he pulls it through. Car out of Virginia, Dick Trickle, the driver out of Wisconsin. And 55-year-old Dick Trickle puts the pedal to the metal and goes by Bodine. He is still in the lead lap, and Trickle is in 13th position.
And Sterling Marlin definitely off the pace coming out here. The yellow number 4.
Right side of that car has a lot of damage. He got in the song now.
Just joining us, Ricky Craven. We mentioned him a moment ago. Let's take a look at this incident on car number 4. Yellow car.
And here's trouble off of turn 4.
Oh, bad crash. Rusty Wallace.
Mike Skinner's involved. Sterling Marlin's involved. Brett Bodine is involved. And we had a report that maybe Ted Musgrave might have had an engine problem on his car number 16, and you wonder if there might have been some oil.
Wallace was in 13th position. There you see the remains of the number 2.
And they're still wrecking out there as Greg Sachs comes down through here. Ernie Irvan.
Oh, and Jeff Gordon has just crashed. He's gone into the infield.
There's got to be oil up there on the track or something.
Gordon comes to a stop, and the left front of number 24 all torn up. There's Skinner's car, the number 31. That's gone away. The number 20 of Sachs. Big impact into the wall. Musgrave may have lost part of an engine and left some oil down and some pieces, and there you have it. Out of turn 4. This happening at lap 162.
Well, but Ted Musgrave's car is still out there running around.
Comes to naught, the front end gone on the Yates car. Let's watch what happens here.
Okay, this is the tail end of the original wreck when Rusty Wallace said he lost it coming off of turn 4, backs hard into the wall, and you can see other cars spinning down on the inside. Sterling Marlin in the yellow number 4 right there, Brett Bodine right there in the number 11 car, and I think there's oil. Here comes Jeff Gordon right there. You see coming out through there as he comes by. Well, let's see, is that Jeff Gordon?
That's
No, that's here's the Jeff Gordon and Ernie Irvan situation. Here's Irvan trying
lap
to
car.
Yeah, trying to get his lap back. Ooh, runs right in the back of Greg Sachs as Ernie was trying to catch the car number 5 with Terry Labonte, who was leading the race. Then Gordon, of course, comes up and hits Ernie Irvan.
First part of the incident from Rusty Wallace.
Wow.
The end of a Penske car. Rusty Wallace, that one written off. Jeff Gordon now later.
You see him waving his arm there to let everybody behind him know, oh!
And there was nowhere for him to go as he came off of there. And I'm sure there was some oil there, buddy, off of Rusty Wallace's car where he came. There definitely was fluid leaking from his car.
88, they're not giving up, Ken. He has completed every mile this year. Here we are getting set to come down to take green, get this thing back underway. And man, what a start that was.
Bill Elliott got in the side of Terry Labonte getting down into turn 1. Bill's trying to get back in the lead lap, and it was just minor contact, but boy, it could have been ugly.
Just 10 cars on the lead lap. Bill Elliott running 11th. He wants back in the lead lap. He's going to do it going into turn 3, or at least he's trying. Yes, he has that movement. Here comes Dale Earnhardt.
And he's going to make up the lap as well. And this crowd understands that and responds. On the restart, Labonte first, Rudd second, Ward Burton third. It's Johnny Benson coming by in 4th, and Jeff Burton in 5th with Bobby Labonte 6th, Todd Bodine, and
a car in the wall.
One in the wall.
And boy, that's going to put Dale Earnhardt in.
Spinning twice, picks it back up. What a break for Elliott and for Earnhardt. That's going to put him back.
Not for Elliott. He
fell back.
He fell back. Terry Labonte got by him. He's trying to get by Earnhardt as they come back to the flag. They race back here, but Earnhardt has his lap back.
Yes!
Earnhardt has made it. Here's what happened.
The
Yellow car right in there. And
Ned, he just got loose. The back end starts around. You see him trying to get it back. He has to feather it out of the throttle. The right rear gets into the wall. And there he goes, rubbing down the side of the wall. Now he's in trouble. He tried to jerk it off the wall, start spinning around.
Chad Little getting beneath him and by him. He's got some running. Hut Strickland coming up on him there.
You see the back end. Now watch him when he gets up here. When he slaps the wall there, it's hard to make yourself stay up there. He jerked it back, trying to get control of the car. Around he goes. You see the roof flaps they employed. Now they're back down.
Lake
well,
speed.
know so many years that Buddy Becker looked out that windshield and all the success that he had. We'll get him in the International Motorsports Hall of Fame a little bit later on this month. Congratulations.
Hey, while we're talking about that, do you know who we have sitting to our right? Whoa, we've got
a little trouble coming off turn 2.
That is Grissom in the wall. Steve Grissom's number 41 is going to bring out the 8th caution in this 500-mile race. Looks like the left front tire is down.
There he is. He's the white car going into the turn.
Ned, right by himself, you see him veer off there. That usually means that there's something that keeps that car from turning. Now he's up on the high side where you see all the dust flying. There's a lot of debris up there. Once you get up there, the back end just come right around on Steve.
Looked like maybe the right front tire was going down or something, as Rick Mass looks like is headed
Yeah, he dropped some oil.
to the
Right, Ricky Rudd leads that group with Terry Labonte in second, Jeff Burton in third, Dale Earnhardt fourth, Dale Jarrett fifth, Ward Burton sixth, Bobby Labonte in seventh, Todd Bodine followed by Sterling Marlin, Johnny Benson the top 10, Chad Little a lap down in 11th.
Dale Jarrett off to a very slow start. I don't know if it's that clutch or what his problem was, but he got
Oh,
a very
Johnny
fast
Benson
start.
loses it coming off turn 2.
Down to the inside, he didn't get,
Joe Nemechek.
Nemechek wraps him. Unbelievable. Joe Nemechek getting collected as they race back to the line. Rudd's going to stay there in first.
The car, and certainly our condolences and best wishes continue to go out to the Nemechek family. Joe lost his brother John a couple of weeks ago in
And he's
a
hurt.
truck accident. Yes, he is.
Taking his time getting out, taking deep breaths, and he may have broken some ribs. He took an awful hit.
But thank goodness he crawled out of the car
He
himself.
nods affirmatively, but he
You can see Johnny Benson going back to console him a little bit and tell him what happened. Certainly Johnny Benson, one of the nicest guys in all of racing. He goes back to make sure that Joe Nemechek is all right.
there's the two of them.
Okay, you see Johnny Benson now. He gets up there. He loses the back coming off the corner. Now, you can see the Speedy Drive flying up in the air there. That's what I was basing my opinion on. But he actually lost the back end of the car coming out of the corner way before he got up where the oil dry was.
And you see the 42 hit the brakes, trying to avoid him. He took the outside, and then they...
Wow, they banged together pretty hard there after both of them had already wrecked.
Yeah, you take 50 miles an hour one way and 50 the other. That's a rugged hit. Benson loose.
Back end, ooh, just comes right by
Watch
our
right
camera
here.
there.
That's Chad Little there in the green car. Sometimes you get lucky and go inside like that.
Well, that was Dale Jarrett that was riding with there, and he got lucky and made a good move as well.
Mr. Lucky, Dale Jarrett on that one.
Look at Jeff Burton move in on Todd Bodine. He caught him 5 car lengths in one corner there. This car is on a mission. It might be smoking, but I'll tell you something else it's doing. It's flying.
Chevy Ford battle up in front. Todd Bodine a little high. Jeff Burton comes in on him.
Whoa, contact there.
And there goes Bodine into the wall, spinning. Fighting for the lead. He's down at the bottom. He gathers it up. Is caution coming out? Yes, it is. And there's another car crossed up in the back straightaway. But for Todd Bodine, this one's over. As a couple of young horses got on it here in Texas.
Okay, the two lead cars, Todd Bodine in the red 25 in front. Here's Jeff Burton down on the inside. They come off turn 2, moving in close. A little bit of contact right there, and it broke the car number 25 loose, and around he goes.
I'd love to see a replay again of that. I think what happened, it looked like Todd Bodine may have lost the back just a little bit. Just watch the back right there. You see the car right there wiggle just a little bit. That broke a little bit of his momentum. Awfully hard to call when they're that close, though.
See Lake Speed getting on the binders and spinning.
Boy, it comes by that camera in a hurry, doesn't it?
Ned, I've been sitting there looking at that coming at me before.
Watching the world spinning by. Todd Bodine, here's Dale Jarrett's view. That's the third time today that Dale Jarrett has escaped what looked to be disaster. It looked like that 25 kicked out, didn't it?
Kicked out a
Give
little
him
bit.
IV and oxygen when it was over, but he finished.
Jeff's wife, I guarantee you this is like 4 days to her. You could see her fanning herself there. Emotion is very, very high.
Bobby Labonte is close to within 1.2 seconds on Dale Jarrett. And Terry now has caught back up to Bobby.
Rudd lines 5th, Earnhardt 6th. Ward Burton, the brother of Jeff Burton, the elder brother, in 7th. Then Marlin in 8th. Michael Waltrip still that lap down in 9th. Madeir, get ready for new territory. 1 lap to go. You are headed for victory lane if that engine holds together for 1 more lap at around 177 miles an hour.
He's got himself a big lead. Take no chances. He's coming up on Jeff Bodine there, but he don't need to pass Jeff. Just follow him around there, Jeff Burton.
4 7/10 of a second between first and second spot. Give a call to Steve Grissom back up here in 10th spot. Elliott 11th. Checkers coming down. And the inaugural Interstate Batteries 500 at the Texas Motor Speedway is won by South Boston, Virginia's Jeff Burton. What a job.
Oh, that's wonderful. Really, that's a great win.
If you got to have a breakthrough, what a way to do it.
With the eyes of the racing world on this event here today, this is the way to do it.
Did anybody mention $320,000 to win?
Did anybody mention Buddy Parrott, crew chief? He was growing a beard for a big motorcycle tour starting tomorrow. Let's go to Ralph Shaheen.
Well, there's a lot of emotion down here. I know the tears of joy. How do you feel right now?
Unbelievable. He just worked so hard. This is what he wanted all his life. I'm so happy for him.
Well, you got to go enjoy victory lane.
Jeff Burton on his way. Take the best trip there is in motorsports. You're riding with him. Get him ready to find himself a place in the record book. That place that comes to special people. Johnny Mantz, Darlington. Jeff Gordon, Indianapolis, the Brickyard 400. Lee Petty, Daytona 1959. And today at Texas, the name is that of a Virginian, Jeff Burton. He's done Virginia proud. So the younger Parrott brother, crew chief for the second place car, has to look up to old dad. But he put it on him, Nat.
Sure did today.
By 4 seconds. Mike Joy is awaiting your winner.
He called his crew chief, Ken, on the cool-off lap and said, "Where do I go?" And Buddy Parrott says, "Just come on in, I'll show you." Hey, guys. Tony, give me a little room here. Jeff Burton, finally, victory lane, undefeated in Texas. How's it feel?
Hell, I don't know. Feels pretty good. This team's been working really hard. We've lost more than we won, that's for sure. We've given a few away. We didn't give this one away.
Buddy Parrott backed you down those last 50 laps, and then you took control of the race pace back with about 10 to go. Don't give me lap times, just give me the interval. Let me know what I got.
Well, it really didn't matter how fast we could run. It only mattered where the other guys were, and it was a matter of just being patient and, you know, not screwing up. It's sometimes all you can do is mess up.
I got a crying lady here who wants to talk to you. Don't you just love a first-time winner? She cried the whole last 20 laps, almost like she was driving this car.
She may as well have been driving this car. She's been right there with me through all the good times and bad times, so she may as well have been driving.
What a great day for you folks. Congratulations.
Thank you.